Hello, today we'll be talking about Shellder. Its previous PYC dates are May 26th, 1996, March 17th, 1999, January 5th, 2002, August 26th, 2004, August 17th, 2007, June 7th, 2010, March 28th, 2013, January 17th, 2016, November 7th, 2018, and August 28th, 2021. I found it interesting that Shellder is after Slowbro in the Pokédex, considering that within the lore, it is necessary to evolve Slowpoke into Slowbro. However, I guess it's not entirely illogical, as it isn't actually required in the games, which I imagine is due to a technical limitation within the original games. I find it odd, however, that this wasn't reworked when adding two Pokémon to a party to make one evolve was implemented. As for its design, I like it. It's a nice clam creature. Although it is more prominent in its evolution, Cloyster, the middle part looks like Ghastly, which is interesting. Although I suppose it isn't entirely surprising, as Ghastly is two Pokemon from this one. Not that that's any indicator of when they were designed, though. Let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello, and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we are talking about Shellder, the bivalve Pokemon, whose number is 0090. This is what it looks like. Type is Water. Abilities, Shell Armor, or Skill Link in Gen 4+. Overcoat is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 190 or 35.2%. Its breeding is Egg Group Water 3. And hatch time, 20 cycles. Height is 1 foot or 0.3 meters. Weight is 8.8 pounds or 4 kilograms. Base experience yield is 97 the first 4 gens, and 61 in 5+. Leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 1 in defense. Shape is that, no feet, so no footprint. Pokedex color is purple, and base friendship is 70. Shellder is a water-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves into Cloyster when exposed to a water stone. Biology, Shellder is a bivalve mollusk Pokemon encased with a spiky blue-violet bivalve shell. It has 2 round white eyes with tiny black pupils. Its enormously long red tongue is used to burrow itself into the sand to sleep overnight, and also to lure and capture prey. The tongue protrudes even when its shell is closed, and tugging it will cause the shell to pop open. Its soft and tender body is well protected by its extremely durable shell, which is purported to be harder than diamonds, and has historically been used by people to make shields. It can make pearls from accumulated sand, though it discards them as they are typically in its way. Shellder has an unusually strong appetite for the tail of a Slowpoke, and can develop a symbiotic relationship with the dopey Pokemon. After attaching itself to the Slowpoke's tail, the two undergo a metamorphosis and evolve into Slowbro together. Alternatively, if it attaches to the head of a Slowpoke in possession of a King's Rock, the two will instead evolve into Slowking. These relationships allow it to travel onto land and begin a new stage of its life cycle. In Galar, Shellder attaches to the forearms and heads of Galarian Slowpoke wearing Galarica cuffs or Galarica wreaths, causing the evolutions into Galarian Slowbro and Galarian Slowking, respectively. Regardless of which form the two Pokemon evolve into, Shellder's shell transforms into a spiny, spiraled cone with several tiers. Sharp teeth developed around the rim of the shell to anchor it securely to the evolved Slowpoke, and its eyes now peek out from the bottom rim of the shell. In its crown form, Shellder will have a red jewel on its underside and a large horn on either side of its shell. While in its crown form, Shellder will periodically release its venom into Slowking's brain. This is actually beneficial to Slowking, as it causes the regal Pokemon's intelligence to increase. Higher quantities of venom intensify this effect, and Shellder is easily provoked into releasing more whenever Slowking yawns. However, Shellder's poison makes Slowbro more sluggish as it continues to drain nutrients from its host's body. As seen in Slowking's crowning and an evolution in taste, the crown form of Shellder can take control of humans who wear it and speak through its hoist. I think that's supposed to say host. The control of Shellder wears off the moment the crown is removed. Despite its hard shell, clamping on to an opponent will reveal its vulnerable parts. Because of this, it will only clamp itself to a foe as a last resort. It swims around its seafloor home by rapidly opening and closing its shell while facing backward. Despite its appearance, Shellder is surprisingly fast. Prehistoric Shellder were apparently preyed on by Amistar, whose powerful bites were capable of breaking through its shell. Shellder and its evolved form, Cloyster, are related to Shellos and Gastrodon. Kingler, Rufflet, and Bruxish are modern predators of Shellder. Prior to Gen 3, Clamp was its signature move. Prior to Gen 5, Icicle Spear was also its signature move, but other Pokemon could still inherit it via breeding. Additionally, prior to Gen 5, Shellder and its evolved form Cloyster were the only known Pokemon that could have Skill Link as an ability. So here we have the Shellder attached to a Slowbro, The Shellder is attached to Mega Slowbro. Shellder attached to Galarian Slowbro. Shellder attached to Slowking, and the Shellder attached to Galarian Slowking. Evolution, Shellder evolves into Cloisters, so you can see that here, Shellder, Cloister. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Pinball. 3 Shellder appear on the red table and give the player points when hit. When Catch-em mode is activated, they also reveal the silhouette of the Pokemon attempting to be captured upon being hit. Pokedex entries in Gen 1 in red and blue. Its hard shell repels any kind of attack. It is vulnerable only when its shell is open. Yellow, the shell can withstand any attack. However, when it is open, the tender body is exposed. Stadium, its shell is harder than diamond. It hides in sand on the seafloor and catches prey with its soft tongue. In Gen 2 in gold, it swims facing backward by opening and closing its 2-piece shell. It is surprisingly fast. Silver, grains of sand trapped in its shell mix with its body fluids to form beautiful pearls. Crystal, clamping onto an opponent reveals its vulnerable parts, so it uses this move only as a last resort. Stadium 2 is gold again. In Gen 3 in Ruby and Sapphire, at night this Pokemon uses its broad tongue to burrow a hole in the seafloor sand, and then sleep in it. While it is sleeping, Shellder closes its shell but leaves its tongue hanging out. In Emerald, at night it burrows a hole in the seafloor with its broad tongue to make a place to sleep. While asleep, it closes its shell but leaves its tongue hanging out. Fire Red, it is encased in a shell that is harder than diamond. Inside, however, it is surprisingly tender. Leaf Green is red and blues. In Gen 4 in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it swims backward by opening and closing its 2 shells. Its large tongue is always kept hanging out. Heart, Gold, and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is Red, Blue, and Leaf Greens. Y is his Crystals entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are their Ruby and Sapphire counterpart. In Gen 7, it's Sun. The hardness of its shell surpasses the hardness of a diamond. In days gone by, people used the shells to make shields. Moon, this Pokemon's tongue is always hanging out. It uses its tongue with great dexterity to dig up sand for the seabed in its search for food. Ultra Sun, the sand that accumulates inside its shell eventually becomes a pearl, but the pearl gets in the way, so it spits it out and discards it. Ultra Moon, when its shell is closed, its tongue still hangs out. If you give its tongue a good yank, the shock will cause Shellder to open its shell. The Let's Go Games entry is Yellow's entry. In Gen 8, Sword is the gold entries. Shields is Red, Blue, Leaf Green, and X's entry. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are the Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Fire Red's entry. Violet is Crystal and Y's entry. So you can see Shellder in the Alola Pokedex and Shellder in the Paldea Pokedex, just kind of hanging out. Nice details here. Yeah. Game locations, side game locations, events. Held items Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. So we've got Red, Blue, and Yellow. You get a Berry 100% of the time, Gold, Silver, and Crystal. You get a Pearl 23% of the time, or a Big Pearl 2% of the time. In Fire Red, Leaf Green, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, X, Y, Sun, Moon, Ultra Moon, Sword, Shield, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. You get a Pearl 50% of the time, and a Big Pearl 5% of the time. Stats, base stats. HP 30, attack 65, defense 100, special attack 45, special defense 25, speed 40, for a total of 305. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 45. Pokemon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, ghost, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy, weak to grass and electric for double, immune to nothing, resistant to steel, fire, water, and ice for half. Learn set by level up, 1 you get tackle and water gun, 4 withdraw, 8 ice shard, 12 Leer, 16 Whirlpool, 20 Supersonic, 24 Aurora Beam, 28 Protect, 32 Razor Shell, 36 Iron Defense, 40 Ice Beam, 44 Shell Smash, and 48 Hydro Pump. By TM, you get 1 Takedown, 7 Protect, 11 Water Pulse, 22 Chilling Water, 25 Facade, 32 Swift, 34 Icy Wind, 35 Mud Shot, 46 Avalanche, 47 Endure, 50 Rain Dance, 52 Snowscape, 70 Sleep Talk, 76 Rock Blast, 77 Waterfall, 85 Rest, 90 Spikes, 91 Toxic Spikes, 103 Substitute, 104 Iron Defense, 110 Liquidation, 123 Surf, 124 Ice Spinner, 130 Helping Hand, 135 Ice Beam, 142 Hydro Pump, 143 Blizzard, 171 Terra Blast, 187 Icicle Spear, and 208 Whirlpool. By breeding, the Mirror Herb gives you Aqua Ring and Life Dew. This group gives you Bubble Beam, this group gives you Water Pulse. TCG only moves, you get Lick, Minimize, Vice Grip, and Water Spout in these cards. Side game data. All this, okay. Evolution data, Shellder, Waterstone, Cloister. Sprites, so Gen 1, oh, okay, these look different. I guess I never saw these. These are other ones that I never really saw in my playthrough, so I'm not too familiar with this. These, like, this actually kind of makes more sense. This sort of, it's hidden inside the shell, like, this sort of, like, it actually, yeah, it looks less like Ghastly than I was expecting it to. I didn't realize that was more of a more recent thing that they did. So yeah, the shells are very, I don't know, they're very interesting. They're not too different, but like, I don't know, different enough. It's a different enough style, I guess. These two are different, and then of course this one's much closer to the modern one, I guess. The tongue's a lot longer, it's green for some reason. The shell obviously doesn't work, the back sprite doesn't work for that one. It's much more shell, I don't know, like it's a lot less curved, I guess, like we'd get later on. So Gen 2, it's sort of this weird purple-blue with a like pink tongue, I guess. The shiny is a gold with a red tongue. Now we got the purple and crystal. Yep. I get a different purple in Gen 3. That's an orange. That's interesting. The tongues are slightly different. That's more of a red tongue, while that one's more of a pink tongue. Yep. Gen 4, slightly different purple. I think even a slightly different orange. The tongues are more the same. I don't know. They might be still a little different. The bodies, I mean, there's a little bit of a change. They add the ridge here in Gen 3. The shape is probably a little bit different. The spikes are a little bit more prominent. Yeah, the back sprite, not really much of a difference there. We get even less of the back in this one in Gen 4. So, but yeah, so yeah, not really much changes hugely design-wise. It becomes more up to the front in these couple. The face. Gen 5, a little bit different. You get a full body sprite. That's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of hiding in its little animation there. That's clever. Yep. We get the models. Very interesting. Less of a void, I guess, and more just like a little flat creature. Yep. The tongue is now pink. These are brighter, of course. It's kind of more like the red or the orange gold, I guess. Yep. That. Yep. And Let's Go games. Yeah, not really much changes. Better models, I guess. Yeah, as you can imagine, as time goes on, they get better. Yep. And this is Homes. Back to kind of the gold, I guess. The dark gold. Yeah, kind of a little bit. And that's the darker purple as well. Yep. Ooh. Ooh, this is... okay. Shellder forms. For the remainder of Shellder sprites, as part of Slowbro or Slowking, see the sprite sections of Slowbro and Slowking. So you got Slowbro form here, so you can see that as sprites. You got the Slowking one, sort of a pink body. That's interesting. Then the back sprites for Slowbro, Slowking. So you can see the eyes are on the back for the Slowking, and then they're in the front. Slowbro. In the anime, for a comprehensive list of Shellder's appearance in the anime as part of Slowbro or Slowking, see the anime sections of Slowbro and Slowking. So Shellder in the anime here. We got Spiral Shellder in the anime as part of Slowbro's tail here. Yep. And Crown Shellder in the anime as part of Slowking here. Yep. For Pokédex entries, for Shellder's Pokédex entries as part of Slowbro or Slowking, see the Pokédex entries sections of Slowbro and Slowking. I guess it never got its own. That's interesting. In the manga, for a list of Shellder's appearances in the manga as part of Slowbro or Slowking, see the manga sections of Slowbro and Slowking. Got Shellder in Pokemon Adventures. There's a lot of them all around this building, and there's a cloister. I don't know. Are they huge, or is this like an underwater city? I don't know. I don't know. There's probably some reason why this is like this. Maybe it's a fantasy or something. I don't know. Okay. In the TCG, for Shellder's appearances in the TCG as part of Slowbro or Slowking, see Slowbro TCG and Slowking TCG. So, yeah, that'll be the main article there. Yep. Trivia. In the anime, Shellder is required to evolve Slowpoke into Slowbro or Slowking. Shellder clamps onto a Slowpoke's tail to evolve into Slowbro or onto the head while wearing the King's Rock to evolve into a Slowking. Even though Shellder changes form drastically when it bonds with Slowpoke to evolve, see above, it is not considered an evolution in and of itself. Despite this requirement for Slowpoke to evolve, no game has ever reflected this beyond Slowpoke's Pokedex entries. Slowpoke instead evolves into Slowbro at level 37, and into Slowking while traded with a King's Rock, and does not require the presence of Shellder, as opposed to Mantyke evolving with Remoraid in the party. Shellder is said to produce poison and inject into its host Slowbro or Slowking, but is not actually capable of learning any poison moves as of Gen 8. In the evolution solution, it is revealed that Shellder is capable of speech as the shell of a Slowbro. So here you can see Shellder and Slowpoke evolving into Slowking in a crowning achievement. Shellder were revealed to be capable of floating through the air in Pokemon Snap, a trait that has been seen in no other media. Shellder and Cloyster share their category name with Clamperl. They are all known as the bivalve Pokemon. Shellder can be seen as a counterpart to Staryu. Both are water types in the Water 3 egg group, both evolve with a Water Stone, and both gain a second type upon evolution. Cloyster is seen as a slow defensive Pokemon, while Starmie is seen as a fast attacking Pokemon, and Shellder is exclusive to Fire Red and Y, while Staryu is exclusive to Leaf Green and X. Origin: Shellder is similar to a clam, with its tongue representing a clam's foot. Its ability to move by flapping its shell is likely inspired by scallops. Scallops are also related to the thorny oysters that resemble its evolved form. The fact that it latches onto Slowpoke and produces a beneficial toxin may be inspired by leeches. Name origin: Shellder may be derived from shell and possibly shelter. In other languages, related articles, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Shellder's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 36, The Bridge by Gang. In this episode, Ash and his friends have been assigned by this Nurse Joy to cross a bridge to this Nurse Joy to get a sick Pokemon some medicine, and so these two are having a conversation.
Get through the storm.
Yeah, good. And that was Shellder's first appearance. It was the sick Pokemon. You probably knew that already though. Let's move on. Now let's see why other people love Shellder. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with this series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Shellder and Cloyster commission by Peregrine Jasmine. Or maybe by Retkikosmos. I don't know if that's the same person or if they're the one who commissioned this artist to make this, but either way, it's a very good piece of art. It has Shellder and Cloyster on here, and we get to see the water and the elements of ice as well. It's very well done. Kind of keeps their body in the shadows, and it's very clever. Yep. That's it. So let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I talk about Snorlax to catch a Shellder. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Cloyster. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.